This right here is the hardest miniature I've ever painted, and today I'm going to be showing you my top 5 tips to help you paint minis like this. Yeah, so like I said, today is all about miniatures above your skill level. Whether it's just your first model, or a miniature you're planning to display, or simply a hero or general in your army, we all have to paint miniatures that are hard for us. So today I'm going to give you my top 5 tips to make the process smoother and give you some motivation to get these models painted. Alright, without further ado, let's get started and I hope this video is both helpful and enjoyable for you. The model I will be painting today is a Flamespire Phoenix. My goal or challenge to myself was to paint it like the box art, so I just primed it gray with a white zenithal with my airbrush. This brings us to tip number 1, have a plan. While there can be some changes or experimentation with your painting plan, it's always a good idea to have a general idea of what your model should look like. Otherwise, your model could start looking incohesive or disorganized. Here I'm just building up a blend from light to dark on the flames. I wasn't liking how the black was looking on the fire, so I had to restart the process over again. This is why tip number 2, not being afraid to make mistakes, is so important. If we're afraid to make mistakes, we'll never get better at painting. So just be patient with it and try new things. This will not only help you learn, but also make your model look better and more unique. If you look at the fire on the Phoenix, you can see that the fire actually has a kind of reverse highlight. The dark smoky parts are on top of the flames, and in the cracks is where it glows brightest. To achieve this effect, I'm first putting down some white in the cracks, then I'm going to go over that with yellow later. Here I'm just trying to blend the black on the fire using some layering techniques. However, this didn't turn out that well. But luckily, I found a solution to it later in the video. I had to do this over every single flame. It was very tedious and boring, but I just listened to some podcasts and got it done in small sessions at a time. Next, I just painted in the wings. Pretty simple, just a couple thin coats of red. After a while of this, I just started to get tired, so I decided to take a break. I just didn't think about it for a while, then came back a few days later with a fresh outlook. This is my third tip. Don't force yourself. Painting shouldn't be a slog. It should be fun and relaxing. And if you aren't painting at your best, you're actually probably painting worse, even though you're getting more work done. Don't get me wrong, I think that pushing yourself is good, just don't go too far. The black wash really darkened things down, so I'm going back in with some of the base color on the raised areas. Here's one of my biggest breakthroughs on this project. I wanted to edge highlight all the feathers, but doing them individually would take a lot of time and would be very hard. The solution? Dry brushing. This worked very well, and as I was doing it, I had the idea to try dry brushing the flames because I still wasn't happy with them. This provided the dark highlight I needed without touching the light recesses, and it took about 10% of the time. Not to mention, it also added a nice smoky texture that I really like. This is my 4th tip. Don't be afraid to experiment. It might not always work out, but in my case it did, and worst case scenario it just cost you some more time. I think this experiment I did saved me some more time and made the model look very good. Next, I just painted up the rider using some pretty simple techniques. My 5th and final tip is to do research. I researched about the best way to get a lava base, and I was impressed with the result. Not everything has to be an experiment. Some people have already figured these things out, and you can learn from them. I also did a test base on my own to see for myself the correlation between the amount of crackle paint you apply and the result. This ensured that I didn't make any mistakes on the final product. Alright, this project is almost done. I just need to finish off this stone ruin on the base. The base was originally supposed to be on a grassy field, but I decided to take it in my own direction with the lava. To help the stone fit in more, I decided to do a wet blend from black to gray to make it look like lava had lapped up on the stone after many years. Finally, it was time to take off the masking tape and set up the model. This felt very good after a lot of work on this project. I also took off some of the extra paint residue with some isopropyl alcohol. And with that, the model was finished. Overall, I'm very happy with the end result, even though I had some challenges along the way. If you were happy with the result, or you liked the video, or you are a human, you should definitely subscribe, like, share, comment, and more. Alright, that's it for me. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope it helped you paint your challenging minis. Now enjoy this epic montage. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. Do yourself a favor, and paint every day.